Good day, it's June 15th, 2026. Primary elections were held last week and we will take a look at some of them. I'm Sam Buban, welcome to the polls.
And I'm Jessica Rolla. Welcome to this week's edition.
First, let's take a look at a case that challenged Trump's executive order charging $100,000 per applicant of an H-1B visa that are normally used to allow highly skilled professionals in the tech industry, including medical professionals, teachers in public schools and colleges, and other specialty occupations. A federal court judge in Boston, Massachusetts last week vacated President Donald Trump's $100,000 fee for employers of a H-1B visa application for skilled workers. Judge Leo Sorokin declared in the ruling that the executive order violated the Federal Administrative Procedures Act and the Constitution. The lawsuit was initiated by the state of California, represented by State Attorney General Rob Bonta, and joined by 19 other state attorneys general who are Democrats. The lawsuit centers whether the president can rewrite immigration law and also ignore Congress' authority to impose new taxes. Highly skilled workers are common solutions used by industries who are needing highly skilled people. States all over the country had used the visa program to hire teachers and medical workers like nurses, doctors, and other ancillary medical professionals to fill shortages. Judge Leo Sorokin agreed that the imposition of $100,000 fee is a new tax, and taxes can only be legislated through Congress. This is similar legal stand on the court's decision on tariffs that was declared illegal. In December last year, a liberal judge in D.C., Judge Beryl Howell, rejected the challenge by the Chamber of Commerce and the Association of American Universities, but ruled that they have the right to appeal. So what happens here where there are two competing judges with two competing decisions? Well, according to a legal expert invited on the show at National Public Radio, or NPR, said that the decision of Judge Leo Sorokin will prevail because the decision was based on an Administrative Procedures Act, which is the guide for what the government can do or not do. Judge Sorokin's decision will prevail over Judge Beryl Howell's decision. The Trump administration plans to appeal the case to the Supreme Court, which may become another of the High Court's shadow docket, skipping the appellate processes.
Now on the Nevada primary election that took place Tuesday, June 9th. First, our explainer to viewers out there what a primary election in the U.S. is about. The primary election applies to candidates of the two major parties, Republicans and Democrats, where only voters are registered to their party or preference that can vote. And the primary election is a sort of elimination round of two or more candidates of the same party vying for the same seat or office. The winner is the one who tops the number of votes cast and will represent the party to run for that seat, so in the general election. So if not one of the candidates reached the 50% threshold, the two top voted candidates from the same party will go into a runoff election about 4 weeks from now, and the winner will be in the ballot for the general election. For nonpartisan positions like judges, a candidate who gets 50% plus one of the votes will be the outright winner and no longer need to run in the general election. Who are the winners? So we will not be able to name all, but we can mention the winners among candidates who appeared for the interview here at the Pulse. There are notable races like the Clark County Commission race and the 3rd Congressional District race, where Democratic incumbent Representative Susie Lee had primary challenged Dr. James Lally, who obtained 21% of the total votes. In the Clark County Commission, District F, Min Jae-yan will be going to the general election. In the gubernatorial race, the Democrats will have Attorney General Aaron Ford in the general election against incumbent Governor Joe Lombardo. in the November ballot. And the two U.S. senators from Nevada, Jackie Rosen and Catherine Cortez Masto, they're not up for re-election.
In the California primary, the governor's race is being watched nationwide as important for the Democrats to continue a Democratic governor, as well as the city of Los Angeles. The entire state of California has more than 22 million registered voters. 45.27% are registered Democrats and only 25.22% are Republicans. The remainder had either registered as independent or no party, and others like the Green Party, Democratic Socialist, and less known parties. The statistics are according to state government records. In the governor race, Democratic candidate Xavier Becerra, a former Biden cabinet secretary and also a former House of Representatives member from Los Angeles, is leading on the top two with Republican Steve Hilton. The unsettled contest also have Democratic billionaire Tom Steyer in the third place, who had not conceded yet to former Congressman Becerra. If Tom Steyer will concede, the November general election will be between Xavier Becerra and Steve Hilton for governor. We will take a commercial break. Please stay with us for the interview with Erica Neely, running for the State Assembly, when we come back.
I'm Scott Black. When I was first elected, North Las Vegas was a lot like my classic VW bus. It needed some attention. Now an awesome new NLV is taking shape, kind of like this. And we're headed into a future where we have the best of everything. Stronger public safety, improved neighborhoods, new amenities, and higher paying jobs for working families. I'm Scott Black, and I'm asking for your vote so together we can bring this momentum to every road in our city.
We use headphones as a part of our everyday lives. Whether we're at work, getting exercise, meditating, in transit, studying, practicing, or relaxing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sway, the founder of Aircom. I would like to introduce the world's first wireless airflow audio earbuds. As a festival and a concert junkie, I really enjoy the live experience of being there and feeling the music. When we started developing Airflow, our goal was to reproduce that live experience using earbuds.
The problem with traditional headphones is that the speakers are located inside of the earpiece, literally giving you centimeters before the audio hits your eardrum.
What Aircom is doing, they're the first company to actually address the fact that there needs to be a space involved associated with having the sound waves expand fully.
The difference between traditional headphones and Aircom audio is that the air tube gives you 8 times more space, allowing the sound waves to fully develop before they actually hit your eardrums. And this gives it a much more live, natural sound, just like in a recording studio.
It's real nice that someone actually addressed the physics associated with how sound comes out.
The challenge we had was to create an earbud with enough airspace for the sound to fully develop and breathe. Unfortunately, traditional earbuds are about the size of a jelly bean, and there's just not enough airspace. However, that changed when we developed Airflow Audio. Airflow uses an air tube to deliver 6 to 8 times more airspace than traditional earbuds. The end result is a true live listening experience, just like you're at a festival or a concert. We also added magnets to the back of the earpieces so you can wear it around your neck when you're not using it.
Being that the drivers are 8 inches from the earpiece, the magnets do not affect the integrity of the sound at all.
The orange line represents the frequency transmitting through the wire to the speaker, which then converts to the blue sound wave that develops more as it travels up the air tube, producing a balanced, full body and live listening experience.
Another really cool feature is that these earbuds are sweat-proof and water-resistant because they're coated with a super hydrophobic nanotechnology. So now you can be on a skateboard or riding a motorcycle and listen to music as if you were watching a live show or actually in a recording studio.
We're coming to you for help in bringing these unparalleled earbuds to market.
Joining us now here at our Phil MTV studios is Erica Alejandra Neely, who is running for State Assembly District 9 in the November general election. Erica, welcome to The Pulse.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Congratulations, by the way, and you just won in the Republican primary last week and will now be in the November ballot for the general election.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was an honor, the public's trust and support. So very happy with the results.
We're happy for you too.
Thank you.
So why don't you tell our viewers some of your personal or your professional background?
Absolutely. So personal, born and raised in California. I moved to Las Vegas 20 years ago. I moved because I couldn't afford a property in California. So when I moved here, I purchased my first property and then met my husband, and that was over 20 years ago, met my husband 17 years ago. So we've been together for 17 years, 6 children. We fostered 9. We've coached in our community for over 5 years. We have 3 #1 trophies. And then last year we just released our book, so I could officially call myself an author. And so we're just planted in Nevada. We are very happy. When you love your state, husband, family, home, you do anything to protect it. Yes, so that's who I am, yes.
So Erica, when did you decide and what convinced you to run for the seat that is being vacated by Assembly Speaker Steve Yeager?
So when I decided to run, it wasn't just one epiphany moment. It was certain policies put in place that affected my family directly. So it started when my daughter got assaulted at school, and I went directly to the principal, and there was no incident report. So then I went to the school board, and then that's when I found out that they were not very welcome to parents, and parents didn't have a seat at the table. And so then I decided to look even further because I felt like my concerns, my child's safety, wasn't prioritized or no one cared. So that's when I found out that Steve Yeager was my representative in District 9. Steve Yeager is one of the most powerful Democrats in the state. He is the speaker. And so I sent out an email to him, and he did not reply. And I think that was the beginning of me getting involved in politics. My kids were directly affected. Education was declining. And I'm, as a parent that loves the state, loves my family, I wanted to get involved and be part of the change. And so last year when the seat was going to be uncontested, there was no one that signed up to go against Steve Yeager. I signed up on the 7th day at the last hour to run. And so I didn't have a primary, and I went straight to the general. And so and now I'm here.
And what's on your wish list for legislation or policies you want to work on, Erica, if you're elected to the Assembly?
Well, public safety is number 1, and parental rights and education, and supporting the governor. I think he's done such a great job when again, like when I'm talking about the school board, when my daughter was in school, it was 51 in the nation, and today it's at 45. And Nevada has one of the best laws in the whole nation, 1 of 5, where you could educate your child as you see fit. So I would like to support that and see the state move in the right direction, which I think with great leadership, I think we could do that.
Okay.
Yes.
In the 2024 election, where you run to challenge Speaker Yeager, you
Yes.
came close.
Very close.
It was like about 730 votes.
Absolutely.
Is this one thing? Is this one of those tight race that you see against Ryan Hampton?
Absolutely not. That's a great question. I love that question. If we make a comparison with Hampton and Yeager, there's no comparison.
Right.
Yeager is, like I said, the most powerful Democrat in the state, Speaker of the House, putting legislation, experience, and he brought 900,000 against my 46. And so when you compare that, I think in this case, there is a path to victory. So there's no comparison. And I think there is a path to victory.
That was actually my second question. If you see a path to victory, but you are correct. This is, Ryan Hampton is not Steve Yeager.
No.
You may actually have a better chance on
But
this
I-
cycle. But
Can I add to that? So the reason I say that so confidently, if you see so my votes came in with a large majority. I came like 80% of the vote of the Republican vote, and then you look at it, the Democrat side, it was split. So I think Maria Hank would have been a tough opponent. She actually has lived in the district for many years. She has children. So that's why I say I think there is a path to victory. I think it would have been difficult to beat Maria since her values align more with the Democrat Party. So anyway, so that's why I see.
yeah. However, in this particular primary, there were more Democratic voter turnouts than the
Absolutely.
Republicans, which is, very historically, fewer people votes during a primary. But
Fair to say, absolutely. I could agree with that statement. The numbers don't lie. Because currently, right now, the Democrats hold a bigger margin in District 9. But because there is a path to victory, and you saw the split in votes with Ryan Hampton and Hank, I think that leaves a path for me. And in addition, when Yeager was in office, they sent a clear message to Steve Yeager. Start working with the governor. Stop putting these bad policies in place because we're voting you out. And that was very clear on election day. I was beating him by 178 ballots, but then the mail-in ballots came in and it was really close and he barely slid in. So, yes.
you have more work ahead of you,
I think so.
especially with the independents.
Yes.
Which that's the middle ground.
Yes.
There are
Absolutely.
independents there that will make a difference in the general election.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes.
You're readying up your team, your campaign team. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. We are setting up our game plan. We haven't stopped. We haven't stopped.
I
We
could
are
imagine.
gonna
Keep going.
keep going. Absolutely. Even though we had a good victory, we need that momentum to keep moving forward. I think the advantage that I have is that because the numbers were so high for my support, it was 80%.
Right.
I get to move forward and reach out to the independents. I think my opponent has to work and win the Democrat vote that did not support him. So, yes.
If you were elected, you're probably the first Hispanic to represent the district. We have so many Hispanic in the state assembly,
Timing, I think.
Yes.
but in District 9, you'll probably make history.
Oh, that would be beautiful. Yes.
Yes.
And so we're almost out of time and for this segment. And so last words, Erica, why don't you speak to the voters out here there in District 9?
Oh, absolutely. So, hi, my name is Erica Neely. I'm running on representing families and children and public safety. And I think the voters are looking for someone that they could trust and have been involved in the community. And I have a proven record. I just don't talk about it. I actually work in our community. I actually have been involved. And so I invite you to come and look at me at neelyfornevada.com, neelyfornevada.com. There you could contact me, find my phone numbers, reach me directly. Happy to answer all your questions. Thank you so much.
Erica Neely, candidate for a seat in the State Assembly for District 9. Thank you for talking to us
Thank
today.
you for having me. Such a pleasure.
And good luck on your race.
Thank you so much.
Pure Medical Equipment provides top-notch quality medical supply equipment. Whether to rent or buy, Pure Medical Equipment and Supplies has it all.
Pure Medical Equipment is committed to serve and give back to Southern Nevada.
We deliver medical supplies and rentals to your door.
With us now here at our Film TV studios is Christian Solomon, who was a candidate for County Commissioner, District G, in last week's primary election. Christian, welcome to the polls.
Thank you, folks, for having me.
Well, thank you for coming down here and talk to us.
Please tell us about your personal or your professional background.
So I'm originally from Hawaii. Over in 2004, my family caught the bug of the rest of the Hawaiians that came up here to live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I've been here all my life and kind of grew up back and forth between here and home. And I've been in the neighborhood, this specific district, since 2007. As far as professional background, I've been a community-based instructor with the University of Nevada, Reno. I've been executive director of the Clark County Democratic Party in 2020, 2022 rather. And I really just had a spirit of organizing, and I also run a very large Star Trek fan club here in Nevada. And so, you know, that like I've everything organizing fun, everything organizing political, and just getting out there in the community is something I'm very familiar with. So
I'm also a Trekkie.
Yeah.
let's go, Sam. Absolutely.
So cool. There's a convention here, don't they, or no?
Yes, STLV over at Rio every year.
Fantastic, you know.
So this is your first time, Christian, running for an elected office, and you were running against an incumbent in the Clark County Commission, but you came close. Oh, you got almost 42% of the vote, and that is impressive for a first run against an established county commissioner. So tell us how you did it in your campaign.
We just made sure that we really organized around the surgical issues and concerns that everyone in our neighborhoods, whether it was the east side of Las Vegas or the southeast side of Las Vegas, all the way to Boulder City.
Right.
And, you know, these are folks that have really expressed concerns, who have followed the proper channels with the current incumbent commissioner, and just really hasn't had any change in their community. And, you know, whether it's street racing or whether it's Boulder City data centers, you know, there are a lot of core issues that these folks really thought that they could have someone that resonated with them on, you know, whether it be environmental impacts, whether it be noise pollution. And so, you know, we went into these neighborhoods and made sure to address these concerns ourselves as we were campaigning. We were doing constituency service work and, you know, just started acting like we already had the job. And so that really resonated with a lot of people. And, you know, we had a very good showing still, you know, 7,500 voters came out to go and support us. So we were very happy with that result, because now we know we have folks that we can count on for the next time.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you're elected, or when one day you get to be a part of the Clark County Commission, what's on the top of your wish list of what you can do for the district?
Definitely wanted to expand affordable housing, and including some of the good work that the county has done already. We wanted to kind of reverse the trajectory of some of the plannings that they've utilized the county commission for the unhoused in our district. The county has utilized so many different motels as a means of being able to get beds for unhoused folks, but they've had a hard time kind of retaining the amount of unhoused people who can stay in those programs and stay with the housing. And so I feel, you know, that's a very good mark, but maybe we should be utilizing that for transitional housing. We already have 80,000, you know, folks a year that are on the verge of eviction, and if we can utilize what we already have on hand to do that, as well as engage with public-private partnerships with even, you know, Costco now, they allow affordable housing above their warehouses, and finding really intricate ways in a public and private way to expand, putting roofs over people's heads and making sure that corporations don't buy up whole neighborhoods and keep people locked out of the American dream.
Right, and that's, you know, it's, you're thinking outside the box, and, you know, housing is really a very, you know, in growing metropolitan areas, it always become number one problem. And also, you know, making sure that we have a law that regulates, you know, how much these big corporations and the hedge funds can purchase tracts of houses.
Right.
We've been trying, and at least the Democratic Party had been trying year after year in the state assembly and the Senate to have it regulated, but unfortunately it's been vetoed. by
Yes.
the governor. So hopefully in better times when we have a new governor next year, the state legislature can attempt again to pass that legislation. I was gonna ask like, how did you do it? But now I realize that you are already very familiar with the what it takes, because being in the leadership of the Democratic Party in Clark County.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for talking to us today. But we will still have you, speak to your voters.
Yes, and we're almost out of time for this edition. So do you want to say something directly to your supporters, as Mr. Sam said, Christian, and the people of Clark County District G? Here's your chance.
I am totally filled with nothing but gratitude for the support that we already were able to achieve. And this whole campaign started on putting our neighbors first, not putting billionaires first or billionaire pet projects or Formula One. This was about our neighbors. And so regardless of how this went, I have already been in our community and still been an advocate for all of our neighbors' interests, and that will not stop.
Christian Solomon, who ran for County Commission District G, we really appreciate you coming down here to talk to us, and we'll be happy to have you here on your next run for office.
Thank you so much.
And to our viewers worldwide, please join us again next week for another edition of The Pulse. I'm Sam Buban. Thank you for watching.
And I'm Jessica Rolla. God bless your week.